Welcome everybody. I am Betsy Westergreen from the ILCTE project. I am your Finance and Business Services leader. Today we have a guest from Caterpillar. I'm going to let her introduce herself, tell us a little bit about her job, what her role is in Caterpillar, and then I've got a couple questions regarding employability skills, CTE in high school, and the bridge between the two. So Aimee, go ahead.
Hi, Aimee Zupancic. Thanks for having me. So my current role is supply chain planning manager, and that's really, it boils down to making sure that we have the right part at the right time for us to build engines. And so right now I'm supporting C7 through C18 engines and power generation. And so that's basically it on a day-to-day, making sure we have the right parts.
So
yeah, so it's really important that they're inquisitive. So always constantly challenging and understanding how things work, adaptive. So change is inevitable. So we got to make sure that we're thinking forward and that we're aligning to anticipating the change, but also aligning to help support the transition. And then I think the biggest skill would be problem solving.
okay.
So let me elaborate on that one a little bit. So it's really important that we're always tying the problem that we're solving back to the customer. And so making that connection will also help us prioritize what activities we're going to do first. So really understanding the core of what your customers want and making sure that you're solving the problems to help them be successful. So if they're successful, we're successful.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it gives you experience, right? It's really important that you get that foundation first. But when you're doing your problem solving with those courses, not only are you with the hands-on making that connection, so it could be robotics or circuits, mechanics, it doesn't matter, right? But as long as you're hands-on, you're going to learn it faster. And then it also helps with the problem solving as a team. So really, really important because 10 minds are better than one. And so your solution is going to be better if you're working together as a cohesive team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it truly depends on the role, but we have an onboarding that's usually a week long, and that's all of the administrative stuff and a couple of e-learns. But really, you're going to learn actually doing. So you probably start with job shadowing, understanding the standard work or the directions on how to say put together an engine, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have simulations in our facility where you learn first by watching, and then you do a simulation, and then you're on the floor. So on the floor, you job shadow, and then after that, they kind of let you work independently, and then would be there to help. And there's andons where you'd be able to raise a flag if you were in trouble. For my department, it's planned for every part. And so for us, we do a lot of analytical, so computer work.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is just learning as you go on how to tap into different data sources and how to massage the data. Yeah, I think it's really important to take a business course. No matter what field you go into, business is going to be your foundation on how things run. And so a business finance course would be really important just to understand that. And then I would encourage at least getting to like a math course, science, but in those, the science, make sure it's applied, because you can use that as a foot in the door, right, on experience. So what experience you have? Well, you took this course that had project work, and then that actually allowed you leg up on say another person that's interviewing for that same job because you have some hands-on experience, even though it was just in the classroom.
That comes.
Absolutely, absolutely. So obviously we have design engineers, and that's usually what you think about when you have when you hear engineering is designing a dozer or an engine or say even a track group that makes that engine or that machine move, right? But I'm a supply chain engineer. There's also manufacturing engineering. So like not only designing the line on how say an engine is built, but also logistics engineering on how we bring the parts in to the line. And then you also have supplier engineering, like so supplier development, and want to make sure I don't forget, and quality engineering, sorry. So all of these are like, there's way more to engineering than just the product design. And then you also have digital solutions and then customer facing. You need that design brain where you're constantly problem solving or asking questions so that we make sure that we get to the root cause of what the customer is needing. I would just say it's really important to get that foundational education because it gets your foot in the door. But you actually tend to learn about 80% of what you need on the job. So I would take that as it's really important to get that foundation because that gives you the opportunity to then excel.
So the employability skill of being trainable is huge at Caterpillar.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say just be open-minded and eager to learn, and constantly asking questions is how you're going to be learning. And it's always nice getting a new employee because they have fresh eyes. They're like, well, why have we been doing this? And you're like, because we've always done it. And then you challenge that. Well, just because you've always done it doesn't mean that that's how we should continue to do it. Is there a better way? Should we be more efficient? So I would say when starting to do outside of classroom jobs, just think lean and how to be more efficient and how to make sure that you're understanding the challenges and tying those challenges back to the customer.